We're live. Hello, it's Bill, the knee pain guru. Today is Tuesday, September 28th, 2021. Today we're going to talk about bone on bone and Baker's cyst on the back of the knee. And the question comes in from Ldyleevi, I think. Ldyleevi. Says, I have a Baker's bump in the back of my knee and bone on bone. It hurts so bad to walk or bend it. What can I do? So we're going to get into that in just a moment. If you have questions, please enter those in the comments section. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up, like, and subscribe to the channel. Turn on notifications for future videos. Okay, so what we're going to look at is, and the strategy for bone on bone is going to be similar to the strategy of a Baker's cyst. We have to look at the concept of structure governs function, that when your knee is lined up correctly in a way where your body has the capacity to begin to heal what's going on in the knee, everything else falls into place. We would look at getting the bones in the lower leg lined up with the bone in the upper leg. So we got the tibia and the fibula in the lower leg, and we have the femur in the upper leg. We have to work with the intrinsic movement of the knee joint. And what we're talking about is working with the fine motor skill movements. So the knee joint bends and extends. That is what most people are most familiar with in terms of the knee joint. But what isn't looked at, and this is what will cause the rubbing in the case of bone on bone and the Baker's cyst, which is a swelling up of the lymph node in the back of the knee, is that when you have a slight tweak and slide or kink in the lining up of the bones in the leg, what ends up happening is the squeezing begins to dehydrate the joint. It causes pain, it causes rubbing, it causes dehydration, because the squeezing will squeeze out the synovial fluid in certain parts of the knee joint. Now when you're walking and you're moving, that is rubbing in certain areas, and in other areas it isn't able to drain properly because it's not lined up correctly. So what we're doing is we're working with the intrinsic movement of the knee joint in a way to get it to line up first and foremost so it's not painful. When the knee joint isn't painful, then the body's healing capacity begins to come back online. And that's what is a process that we're entering into to begin to reestablish the tensegrity structure. Tensegrity structure is made popular by R. Buckminster Fuller with systems theory in terms of reestablishing the tensegrity structure, the balance of tension in the knee joint, to reestablish the body's ability, the balance of tension, so the body's ability to heal itself comes back online. And the Baker's cyst, which is allowed to drain easily because we've removed the tension that's keeping it tight, and the Baker's cyst swelling. So it's a combination of those two components. We bring balance back to the joint, and that allows what is too tight to get loose, and what is too loose to get tight, to bring balance back into the joint. When that happens, many times the relief is felt pretty quickly as far as what's going on with the bone on bone, and the Baker's cyst begins to resolve on its own. Now, this is, of course, make sure you go to, you're going to a doctor to get a diagnosis to make sure nothing's broken or torn in your knee, because the principles are going to be the same, but our strategy and our expectations need to be managed a little differently. So that is some due diligence you need to do on your part to make sure that we know what you're dealing with. Okay, let's see. Sonia writes, what does she write? Is it a good idea to drain the fluid from the knee? Sonia, the body will drain the fluid from the knee when you get the bone in the lower leg lined up with the bones, the bone in the upper leg lined up with the bones in the lower leg. The body has the capacity to do it itself. And when it's not doing that, what ends up happening is because there's an imbalance of tension in the knee joint. And when we bring the balance back into the joint, then the body is going to be able to drain that on its own. So you can go to the doctor and you can have them suck out the fluid with a needle. Certainly an option if that's the way you want to go, but the body has the capacity to do it itself as well. Let's see. Sonia said, I asked because the doctor wanted to do so, but I wanted to hold off until I did some research. Got it. Yes. I have here, I'll post a link for you on a strategy. Let's see, for a Baker's cyst. This is off of the kneepainguru.com website. I'll put let's see, here you go. So that's the website that I'm getting this from. This is for Baker's cysts. Okay, here, you know what I could do? Hold on a second. I'll make this more fancy and fun. I will share my screen. Okay, I'm going to share this. So this was actually on I'll show you the website here. So this is the kneepainguru.com website. And I actually went to Baker's cyst over here. And this natural strategy for Baker's cysts. This will take a second. And this was actually written for a client that I did help with the Baker's cyst in their knee. There we go. So I got this. And I'll drop this link in the chat over here. There it goes. I'm gonna stop the sharing. Yeah, that's a strategy. What it is, and it's a simple approach. It's not complicated. The body tends not to be complicated when we look at it when we look at it for how it functions, which is, the body wants to heal itself, and if it's not healing itself, we have to look at it in a way that what is preventing it from doing so. And when we begin to relieve the tension patterns that are going on in the knee joint that are causing the collapse of the balance of tension, meaning, I was talking about this earlier in this video, that the tensegrity structure, tensigrity, tensegrity structure collapses. And when that collapses, it makes parts of the knee rub too much and other parts of the knee not have enough tension. And that can cause the bone on bone. That can cause the Baker's cyst. That can cause tendonitis, chondromalacia, tendinosis, arthritis, you name the diagnosis that can happen as an imbalance of tension in the joint. And by looking at neurological re-education of the joint, we can bring the balance back to the joint, so then the pain begins to dissipate and it brings on the body's healing capacity. It's like I said, it's simple in terms of the application, but the challenge comes in with making sure we have the right elements that will allow the body to heal itself. Water, nutrition, breathing, mindset, supplementation, stretching, mobility, exercise, and what I refer to as pain pattern interrupts. Those are also elements that go into setting up the conditions so the body can support the healing that had taken place, or support the healing, the conditions that will move it along the continuum without interrupting that. Because, like I said, your body wants to heal. It's just there's something in the way preventing it from doing so. So the more we remove those blocks, the easier it is for your body to heal what's going on in your knee. So yeah, if you want more information, you're watching this, give the video a thumbs up, like and subscribe to the channel. You want more information, you can head on over to thekneepainguru.com. I have several links below, including links for scheduling a consultation if you'd like. I also have group and private coaching programs if you so wished as well for support, because all of my clients I work with remotely. So that's what we got. I'll play a little video. Kind of cool little music. And if you have questions, please enter those in the comments section. If you're watching the replay, put those in anyways, and I use those on future videos. So thank you so much, and I will see you on tomorrow's video.